What is that? What is that thing? Well, it's a surprise, obviously. Hello, humans, I'm Yoshiller, and welcome back to some more Pokemon BATAW. This is a multiplayer series in which I battle against various players in Pokemon Sword and Pokemon Shield in a variety of circumstances and styles. And throughout this series, I've been rotating out the same 27 Pokemon. These are Pokemon that come from the various Pokemon walkthroughs and video series that I've uploaded to my channel over the years. Prior to the release of Sword and Shield, I had 45 total Pokemon, which I referred to as my 45 Pokemon bubble, but only 26 of them were able to be transferred from the previous games to now. I then made an exception for one Pokemon, Darmanitan, since I caught one back in Unova and it had a new Galarian form, and therefore I eventually created what I now call my Shield 27 team. These are the 26 Pokemon I was able to transfer to Sword and Shield, plus the new Galarian Darmanitan. Since I hadn't recorded a walkthrough or a Let's Play for Pokemon Sword or Pokemon Shield, I had no intention of adding any additional Pokemon to my team. I was already satisfied with the team that I'd created over the years, and I've been enjoying seeing what combinations I can create and what types of battles I could try out. However, that changes today, as I'm happy to announce that I'm adding a new Pokemon to my collection, and that Pokemon is Alcremie! Yeah, I got you, didn't I? I'd like to introduce Devil's Food, the shiny Alcremie, and I plan to make today's episode of Pokemon BATAW her battle debut. Now, some of you may be curious. Why am I adding an Alcremie to my team? Why am I adding a Pokemon at all to my team? Well, as I previously stated, I wasn't intending on adding any more Pokemon to my Shield 27 team, but that changed after I attended PAX East 2020. While I was at that event, I participated in various activities, and that included taking on a fan-made group known as the PAX Pokemon League. These were players who made a custom gym leader organization with particularly powerful teams, but each player often runs a tournament-related strategy. They are not supposed to be easy to defeat, and since this was the first time the PAX Pokemon League was at an event following the release of Pokemon Sword and Shield, their strategies were particularly well thought out. So I challenged a few different gym leaders in this PAX Pokemon League, and I couldn't defeat any of them, except for one, whose name I believe is Sarah. Sarah offered me a reward for my victory in the form of a shiny Alcremie, or rather a shiny Milcery that she would evolve herself with an item of my choice. She insisted that I accept the reward, as I was one of, if not the, first players to defeat her at PAX East 2020. So I accepted the Alcremie, thank you Sarah, and she traded it over to me. Devil's Food, as she called her, which I assume is based off of the fanciness that is Devil's Chocolate, was a cute Pokemon to me that I originally considered to be nothing more than a trophy. But as I was flying back home, I decided to play with my Pokemon a bit in hopes of boosting their EXP and filling my Curry Dex, and in the process, I brought the shiny Alcremie along. And from there, I guess Devil's Food just grew on me. And I played with her, and I considered adding her to my team, as I figured, well, I at least have a story to tell about how I obtained her. She's a rare, shiny version of a popular Pokemon. She has an extremely useful G-Max form and G-Max move, so she'll be great competitively. I could use a third Fairy-type Pokemon overall. Her stats and moveset are already set to go, and she could act as a fun way to mix up this series. So, with all of those reasons in mind, I've decided that today shall be the day that Devil's Food joins my team. And with this shiny Alcremie, my Shield 27 team is no more. We're on to Shield 28. So what do you say we get the show on the road? I have got my team of 6 Pokemon ready, and I'm going to be playing doubles today because I want to try and compete with Alcremie in VGC, because she is a support Pokemon. That means that her goal is to try and make the other 5 Pokemon on my team, which are Lapras, Goodra, Jolteon, Arcanine, and Weavile, look good. Alcremie has a signature move known as Decorate, which allows her to boost the stats of her ally Pokemon. She also has access to Calm Mind and plenty of great attacking moves, and her signature G-Max move allows her to heal her teammates. So, she is a support Pokemon through and through definition. By definition. However the phrase goes. But anyway, this is my first time ever battling with one, so we're going to see how this plays out. And it was a little tricky to try and put a team of 6 Pokemon together because I needed to make sure that none of my Pokemon had overlapping items, because I was going to bring my Milotic, but I need Alcremie to hold leftovers, and my Milotic usually holds leftovers, so I've substituted my Milotic out. Her job might be better fulfilled by Lapras, just for the sake of this battle. This team is not final, and my win-loss score is not great, but that's also because I've been experimenting with things like Shedinja and whatnot. So eventually, I will have a finalized team, and I will compete regularly with it and make adjustments as I see fit. But for now, let's try out with Alcremie. That's my only rule, is that I have to bring Alcremie. As for the rest of this guy's team, Darmanitan, Charjabug? Do people run Charjabug with Eviolite? People are coming up with crazy strategies. Blastoise, Chandelure, Togekiss, and Lanturn. Lanturn probably has Volt Absorb, so I'll bring my own Volt Absorb user, because I think that'll be good for Togekiss and Blastoise. Weavile for Fake Out, and then I have to bring Alcremie. So what Pokemon will pair well with it? Goodra as a special wall. Lapras would be great physically, but I think Goodra would pair better against this specific team, because Goodra can resist Chandelure for the most part, Blastoise for the most part, Charjabug for the most part, Lanturn almost entirely. It'll get one shot by Darmanitan. We'll see if he's bringing that. In which case, maybe Weavile can take out the Darmanitan. Not sure. We'll see what this Ben player wants to do. But I will try my darndest to use Alcremie. I mean, I guess in a weird case scenario, maybe I'll defeat Ben so quickly that I won't need to use Alcremie, in which case I'll just record another battle like I did when I was trying to use Shedinja on my team a few videos ago. So, let's see how this plays out. Let's see what you brought. I assume he's bringing Togekiss. And Alcremie's not particularly fast, so I think starting off with Jolteon is the best thing I can do. Also, I updated my trainer card because I'm using a new Fairy-type Pokemon, and so I figured it would only make sense to try and go to the Fairy-type arena. So, that's where we're going for Alcremie's debut battle. So, this is all going well so far. Now I just have to win the battle. So we are starting with Togekiss and Blastoise. Okay, so this is Jolteon's paradise. Yeah, so if I slow everything down with Jolteon's Thunder Wave, Alcremie should be all set to set up. Okay, now Weavile's going to Fake Out one, and Jolteon's going to paralyze the other. So, what do you say we paralyze the Blastoise and Fake Out the Togekiss? That way you don't get to set up your Tailwind, and that way Blastoise is paralyzed for the remainder of the battle. Okay, you're not Dynamaxing either. That's interesting. Okay, oh, got a critical hit. Nice. So, Togekiss is flinched for the remainder of the turn. Great. Jolteon, you paralyze that Blastoise. That's what I'm talking about. Off to a fantastic start so far. Of course, Blastoise could probably one-shot either of these Pokemon right now. Oh, Shell Smash. Well, he'll definitely one-shot either of these Pokemon once he gets a chance to attack. Unless I get lucky with the paralysis. We shall see. And then, are you holding, which item is it? A White Herb? You are classic strategy, but a phenomenal strategy nonetheless. Okay, well, I may as well go straight for attacking. I think paralysis will neutral out your speed buff, so I think I'm still faster. But I'm not certain, and I'm going to put Weavile in the back just in case I need to utilize Fake Out later. Now, you could be Dynamaxing Blastoise now, in which case I'll need to find some way to stall out 3 turns because I can't Fake Out a Dynamax Pokemon. Or, I mean, I can, but I won't get the flinch. So, Weavile, you come back because you're probably not going to survive. And then let's see what this Blastoise is doing. If it's going to be a physical attacker or a special attacker. Or, even my Thunder will knock it out. Let's see. I am faster. Yeah, that special defense buff certainly saved you. Ooh, Dazzling Gleam. Well, Weavile probably would have died to that. But Goodra takes it like a pro. And you're not setting up Tail. Oh, and you're paralyzed. I got really lucky. Okay, so you didn't set up Tailwind. And your Blastoise was paralyzed and it's about to faint. Great. In that case, we'll do Acid Spray on the Togekiss. Lower its special defense. Get it ready for whatever other Pokemon needs to come in and take it out. And then what 2 Pokemon do you have in the back? I doubt you brought Charjabug. You had a Lanturn. Yeah, what do you do with Charjabug, though? That's so interesting. Oh, well, okay, we're going to see. So you gave up your Shell Smash. Lanturn. Oh, because you probably thought I was going to use an Electric Attack, and you probably have Volt Absorb. Right? Well, guess what? I used Shadow Ball because I feared a Thunder missing. So this kind of works out for me. But you had the right idea. Okay. Togekiss, you gotta go. You gotta go. And then now you're probably gonna set up Tailwind, right? So I probably should take it out now. I'm fairly convinced that Togekiss has Tailwind and can set it up if it wanted to. So in my case, I'm gonna send in Alcremie. You might spend the turn setting up Tailwind. In which case, I will attack you again with Acid Spray, which will lower your special defense even more and deal more damage this turn than it did the previous turn and potentially knock you out. So let's see. If you use Dazzling Gleam again, both of my Pokemon should survive. If you use Tailwind, you're not attacking this turn. And then let's see what the Lanturn does. Definitely not using an electric move, but it's probably... Oh, he's Dynamaxing it. Yeah, if it's in a dive ball, that's the Lanturn. Okay. I thought Lanturn's abilities were Water Absorb and Volt Absorb. And I think most people run it with Volt Absorb. So, what are you Dynamaxing it for? Maybe your plan was to Dynamax Blastoise, but I messed it up? Or not. Maybe you have a genuine strategy with this. Okay, so both my Pokemon should be fine. Good girls. Goodra, as long as you don't eat all creamy, I think we'll be okay. Very good. Okay. Go, next turn, should take it out. Now, all creamy's not fast. I mentioned that earlier. Ooh. You really just want this Goodra out of here, huh? Wow. Goodra took that very well. So maybe that Lanturn knows Dazzling Gleam and that was the Dynamax equivalent of it, but you don't have Stab, so it didn't do much. Because Togekiss has Stab and it's just strong. Alright, in my case, once I Dynamax, I can't set up. So it seems like you're using special attacks right now. So I'm going to go for Calm Mind right now. And then I'm going to try and take out Togekiss right here. Now, Togekiss might take out Goodra right now, and that's unfortunate, but that's okay. Because I've still got 2 more Pokemon in the back. So let's see. So is it enough? Goodra is barely alive! Good girl! I've got a gooey dragon and chocolate cake on the field. This is fantastic. Alright, Togekiss is down. Still have to take out the Dynamax Pokemon, though. Oh, okay, yeah. That's more like it. Oh, but you're going after all creamy. Fascinating. Well, the hail will slowly deal damage to me every turn, but all creamy's holding leftovers, so whatever damage the hail does at the end of every turn, the leftovers will recover. Then, my G-Max move will allow me to restore health for both myself and Goodra. Again, though, all creamy's just slow. I don't have any EVs invested in her speed. They're all in defense. And Goodra's out. I didn't even think about that. I didn't think about the hail taking Goodra out. So you know what, Lanturn? Well played. It was smart of you to do that because you knew the hail would take out Goodra, and there was no point in attacking Goodra if the hail was just going to take her out anyway. So, good job. Okay, well, I'm not going to be restoring Goodra's HP because she'd be fainted. But I can send in Jolteon. I can send in Weavile and fake out something. Let's see. Are you going to send in Blastoise again? Darmanitan! Kinda glad to see that, because it means I can use Fake Out. Alright. Because Darmanitan might be faster than my Weavile if it's holding a Choice Scarf, which most Galarian Darmanitan are. So in my case, I'm going to go ahead and just go straight for the G-Max move. It should deal a decent amount of damage as is, and I just used a Calm Mind. Whether or not it'll finish it off, I'm not sure. But Darmanitan's the big threat right now. I'm not super concerned about the Lanturn, even if it can take out Weavile right now. It's not going to take out all creamy. So... And then Blastoise is paralyzed in the back. So I think this is the play. I could have used Decorate to boost Weavile's attack, but I think Gigantamaxing all creamy is going to work out better. Plus, it's her debut battle. We should see her Gigantamax form, right? Even if it's a worse play to Gigantamax her for the sake of show. I just want to see it. There you go. Chocolate cake! I got it. I got the cake. Alright. Let's get cooking. So, we fake out the Darmanitan. Darmanitan will not attack this turn. Woof! That did a lot. That did a lot. Darmanitan is a glass cannon, so that makes sense. That might take out Weavile right here. Let's see. Ooh, barely not enough. And Weavile will not get hurt by the hail. So Weavile will live another day. And then we're going to heal him up right now. And that was enough to take out Darmanitan. Excellent. Probably not enough to heal up Weavile all the way. Not that it necessarily matters, because Weavile is also a glass cannon. Okay. Weavile kind of does what Darmanitan does. It's just the trade-off is Darmanitan hits harder, but gets locked into one move. Weavile at least has access to Fake Out. So, I mean, I use them both, but for the sake of this, I thought Weavile would work better. I almost brought Darmanitan, that's the crazy thing. But I brought Weavile, and that seems to be working. And I got my giant cake on the field, so I'm feeling pretty good right now. After the battle, though, nobody gets to eat the cake. Sorry, bad news for everybody. There will be cake, but there will be no eating of it. Alright, well, let's go for this again. I guess? On Lanturn? And then Weavile can attempt to take out Blastoise right now. So Weavile... Okay, I should explain this. Weavile has Beat Up. Normally I run Weavile with Night Slash, but this one has Beat Up because sometimes I want to pair it with Lucario. I was going to pair it with a Follow Me Lucario that I tried raising a few parts ago, but I can't use a Follow Me Lucario legally in VGC just yet, so that has to pass. But hey, beat up was enough there. Weavile's down now, so you did have Dazzling Gleam on that Lanturn. All right. Now the battle isn't over till it's over, but it is nice to get another G-Max finale in there, and ooh, not enough. So that is a defensive Lanturn. Good on you. That would help explain why some of its fairy moves weren't dealing too much damage earlier. Yeah, and you're holding a berry that's going to restore all of your HP. A decent chunk of it, Citrus Berry. Okay. Okay, well, Jolteon's in the back, but I probably can't use an electric move on you, and I certainly can't paralyze you because you're an electric type. So, I might need to, well, we'll see how much Shadow Ball does. And if Shadow Ball doesn't finish you off, then I'll finish you off with my Giant Cake! Okay. I mean, this is the last turn I get to be Gigantamaxed anyway, so I don't know. May as well use the move again, right? It's the strongest move I have access to. Doesn't make sense for me to guard. And I can potentially heal up Jolteon, but Jolteon will get to strike first. We'll see if Jolteon can deal enough damage to this Lanturn. Probably won't, but we shall see. Definitely not. Okay, there's the Dazzling Gleam. Woo! Jolteon. Well, I'm going to heal it up, but if Alcremie was not here, the hail would actually knock it out. So that match was a lot closer than I admittedly was expecting it to be. This guy knows his stuff. Kudos to you for using a Lanturn. Not a strategy I see very often, but I do love to see it. Well, guys, I got to battle with an Alcremie. A shiny Alcremie that was given to me as a reward, and now I'm battling with her. And I got to battle with her on the Fairy Arena for her first battle, so that was pretty perfect. I think I had plot armor for that battle. And then, yeah, you were holding a Choice Scarf. Yeah, okay. And then, yeah, what's the deal with... Okay, so you had Dive. That's interesting. You had a shiny Chandelure. You did not have Tailwind. And then... Okay. Alright. And then Volt Absorb. Yeah, alright. The Togekiss didn't have Tailwind, huh? I guess that just worked out for me. Oh, I wanted to look at the Charjabug. Alright, that's okay, whatever. Folks, Alcremie is now part of the team, but I won't use her in every single battle. She'll be rotated out as often as I use my other Pokemon, so she'll definitely appear in future battles, but not every single one. And I definitely want to update my rank real quick before I back out of here, because I have more wins than losses, and I'm happy about that. It's not enough to get to the next tier, but in due time... Oh, that's not what I wanted to do. That's not what I wanted to do. That's not what I wanted to do! Oh, no! But in due time, I'll make it to the next tier. Okay. Well, for now, that wraps up this episode of Pokemon BATAW, and I'd like to thank you all for watching. I hope to see you all in future videos, and if you want to challenge me, there's a forum down there in the description. Otherwise, bye-bye, humans! Whoosh! Hey, thank you for watching my video all the way to the end. If you want to know what other types of videos I plan to make, or if you just want to try and keep in touch with me, you can either subscribe to my YouTube channel here by clicking the button down below, or you can follow my Twitter account, @RealYoshiller. I post previews, and I post when I'm going to events, and if you want to interact with me, that's probably the best place to do so. Either way, I appreciate any and all support that you guys have, and I hope to see you all in the future. Woohoo!